Hey guys, Cyborg here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the highly anticipated DC Multiverse Red Platinum Edition. Oh geez, or is it? Cyborg Superman from, I'm gonna say, Reign of the Supermen, or Return of Superman, the collectible trading card. Right here says, what is it? Revenge of the Green Lanterns for some reason. Which, if I'm not mistaken, that's what that armored Hal Jordan is from. So there is that. But speaking of where things are from, this is of course brought to us by fine folks over at McFarlane Toys, as well as the local friend who shall not be named for privacy reasons, because he walked into our semi-local Walmart. It was about 15-minute drive from where I live, and found 4 of these, of all things, as well as the Green Lantern Corps Jade Red Platinum figure, which I will have a review of either up already or coming very, very soon. Within like the same, say, 7-day radius, give or take. And funny enough, Mr. Brian, aka my dad, aka the old man, did go to our actual local Walmart, which is about a few minute drive from my house, and found 3 more Cyborg Supermen, as well as a Jade there. So, kind of readily available. I don't know if it's because they're shipping with the Superman movie stuff, or what. I kind of thought they were figures released with the Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and the armor, and the Eradicator, but there's none of those to be found up here, so kind of weird. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I'm going to cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review. Take a look-see at all Cyborg Superman, aka Hank Henshaw, has to offer in terms of accessories. I already looked at the card. He does have a pair of hands. He's got a pointy finger hand, which you can also use to pick his nose. And then he also has a turn your head and cough hand. Oh yeah, right before he crushes your balls, because Hank Henshaw is literally a living piece of both human and cybernetic garbage. He is an a-hole in every aspect of the word. That said, some of you might remember this guy from last year. This is the new 52 version of good old Cyborg Superman, which is actually Zor-El, Supergirl's old man, which he is freakishly tall because of those crazy Bayformer Decepticon legs of his, but there you go. It kind of looks like a Bayformer from the neck down with a Superman cape. But pretty cool figure. I still like this version. I like the giant Freddy Krueger hand he's got going on and whatnot, but this guy's probably going to go into storage, I'm not going to lie, and I'm going to leave the new one hanging on the wall with his pretty awesome fabric cape posed up. So I do appreciate that. That is pretty cool. That said, he does also have a hockey puck display stand we're using with all McFarlane Toys releases. And here he is. He is primarily based on the Rebirth or Hush Superman body buck, which is fine by me. I think it looks fine. But man, oh man, this is easily one of the best DC Multiverse figures of the year so far. And we're only like halfway through it as the time I'm recording this review. I mean, we got the Killer Croc, we got the Deadshot. Stupid as it is, I like the Cowboy Batman. I don't have them yet, but I have them pre-ordered. The Dr. Fate, the Silver Age Superman, and the, speaking of which, that Green Lantern with the armor and Eradicator. Probably more or less Green Lantern with the armor, especially since his hammer isn't as gummy as the Steel figure that it borrows from. But really cool offerings from this company. It's just, I wish this company wasn't run by bozos. But at any rate, as far as articulation on this guy goes, his head will turn side to side and tilt really far. Holy cow. He will look down, he will look up.
He looks up really far, considering he does not have a hinged jaw. Would have been really cool if he did, but he doesn't. But look at that head sculpt. That is evil AF, if I ever saw it. I'll go over the new robotic parts, because the other parts we've seen before. This shoulder will go out. He's got the beautiful butterfly. It actually works really well, and it's not like loose or anything, so that's a plus. You can rotate this all the way around. He's got a bicep swivel, double elbow. That works fine. He's got the ball hinge wrist. The hands are a little loose on the pegs for my liking. I wish they were tighter, but it is what it is. They don't fall off. They're not like loose, like it's not wiggling around, but if you turn it enough, it'll start to work itself off. The torso can rotate, of course. That's fine. It can tilt back. Okay. Tilt forward, not a ton. It's also not loose, so that is awesome. I love that. His waist also get some turning, some leaning back and forth. Actually gets a lot of lean forward. Holy shiitake mushrooms. He can tilt side to side. Of course, he's got the rubberized diaper piece there. Hips kick out to the side. Not the tightest there. On either side, really. But nothing terrible. He's got a decent thigh cut, at least on that leg. Oh, this one. That one's fine, too. This side has a single knee because of the aesthetic. He's got a hole in his leg there, if you can see that. Kind of wish he had the double knee because it almost looks like a joint, but it doesn't bug me too much. He does have a ball hinge ankle, though, that will rotate, hinge, pivot, and then he does have the toe hinge, which is not too loose on mine. Same with this one, actually. And then this knee, of course, has the double joint, and it doesn't look too terrible because this is a slightly older body, and this is back before they cut the joints weird on these figures. I already mentioned the cloth cape. He does not have the S on the back that everyone rants and raves about, but I don't really give a crap. If that wasn't on any of my Superman figures, I definitely wouldn't lose sleep over it. So that's just me, though. I grew up with the animated series. We didn't have no S's on the backs of our capes. Man. But, yeah. Super cool figure. It's falling backwards. Stand him up there. I like him a lot. I think he's really, really freaking cool. Could he have been better? Of course. I mean, everything could be better. Like, I would have liked pairs of hands, like 2 pointy hands, 2 open hands, and 2 fists, but maybe an alternate head with the mouth open. That would have been really cool. But I will say, out of all of the Reign of the Superman figures we've gotten in this line, this one is, in my opinion, the best. Like, you can't beat not so good old Hank Henshaw, because as I mentioned, he is a literal piece of human and cybernetic garbage in the comics. This figure is awesome. This thing rocks. Also, I didn't mention Adam Strange. That was a really solid offering as well. But before I wrap this up, bring in our 2 regulars here, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith. Right there. And the infamous Uncle Spawn, who is probably about neck and neck with Superman here, I guess. I think Hank Henshaw is ever so slightly taller, but not too much. Probably by the hair, which is that cheating? Could be cheating. But yeah, that said, stay tuned for the inevitable review, possibly, of the Manhunter variant of this guy, which is a Target exclusive of all things. First, the regular one's a Platinum, the second one's an exclusive. You gotta love this company and their BS shenanigans, don't ya? Don't ya? So, with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and I must stand by my previous statement in saying that good old Cyborg Superman, for being a relatively difficult Platinum chase to find. I mean, if you go to Walmart, they seem to have them quite readily available, no less. But I have to say, this is easily one of the best DC Multiverse figures of 2025 thus far, but rest assured, we got a lot coming. And while I do love me some Cyborg, Superman, Killer Croc, and Deadshot, I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the year some feathers get ruffled and things get moved around, you know? So
With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.